Of all the sports anime out there, Welcome to the Ballroom is my favorite, which is funny because it itself is very standard and mostly works with the bare minimum. It follows a predictable, readable plot progression not unfamiliar with the genre, and isn't anything special in terms of writing or characters. But there is something there that I really admire, the passion of the craft. Again, this is very much typical for a sports show, and even non-sports shows, which is part of the reason why they're popular to begin with. But Welcome to the Ballroom does this in an elegant, flexible, and flowing way that is never boring to get into a show about such an odd topic as ballroom dancing. A teen boy named Tatra has no idea what he wants to do in his life. Yeah, never seen that before. When he's being shaken down, he's suddenly saved by a tall, imposing man who then invites him to join his ballroom studio they're in front of. Sort of just pulled along for the ride, Tatra observes and notices that, hey, ballroom dancing is kinda cool. Definitely aided by dancers around his age. Convinced to try it out, he slowly gets the hang of it when he's suddenly introduced to the competitive aspect of the hobby. Finding sudden inspiration by his peers, Tatra tries his hand and feet at that, and it goes as many other sports anime go. He discovers he's a diamond in the rough, he works his way in making a name in his microcosm of a pastime, and develops in his adolescence from there. So perhaps it's shallow or even disqualifying for me to say, but the reason this show is my favorite sports anime is that I just think it's really pretty. Like, no joke, the first time I watched it, it floored me with how elegant and flowing the animation was, and everything else that came with it was sort of a bonus. I guess that's a narrow-minded way to see it, because the show is much more than its animation qualities, but it's those scenes and moments of movement in the characters' dances that stand out above the other aspects that they almost overpower those parts. The story is standard, the characters are semi-tropish, but here they almost do work in this form because the animation and atmosphere pull them together cohesively. It's just that cohesion has been done before, but even then it's still done pretty well. Tatra's a character done before, with his curious, meek personality and learning of the basics of a sport he's interested in, but he's written endearingly enough that you follow his journey with a keen eye and a supportive hope. The stagnant scenes, which to be frank are plentiful and nothing special, but they do keep the narrative going and help build up to the anticipated moments of grandeur well enough. But how well is enough? Well, it's hard to explain, but the built-upon atmosphere in those scenes featuring these characters make for fine entertainment, but that adds up in making the climactic points explosive. Tatra's not only learning the ropes, he's detailing and determining the best course of action in each of his steps. You get keen insight on his impromptu line of thinking as you learn more of the sport as well. And it's all founded on this establishment of fascination. He's fully engrossed in dance, and he wants to do it like the pros to the extent that it becomes a good chunk of his life. It's a likable and engaging mindset, and you cheer for his underdog status with each fail and step toward victory. It really is all for show, literally. It culminates in how it best uses the atmosphere to its advantage to get you to root for Tatra, and the visual cascade of the dancing is what makes the artistic aspects shine and the competitive aspects fierce. Are there better sports anime out there that have a better grasp at the genre's motifs? Sure. Princess 9 and Yuri on Ice for 2, and come later years, perhaps one of those or something else may take this show's spot as my favorite. But for now, I can't help it. Not every show has to be genre redefining. Sometimes a graceful time with suitable resources and time management is enough. It just so happens that this undeniably flawed show riddled with cliches, middling pacing, and once in a while phenomenal animation just wins out for me for those few but awe-inspiring moments. If you're wondering what's got me stepping side to side to the tune of a somewhat fine banger, check it out. It's not a consistent waltz in the park, but at its peak, it tangos with the best of them.